I'm I'm seriously about to get real mad at my ISP. They only have a problem when I go live. It's only a problem when I'm streaming. It's never a problem any other time. It's only a problem when I'm streaming. I'm about to really, really call them and let them know and not take any of their bullshit for an answer. Oh, man. Well, we're back. If you're wondering what happened, the stream died because my ISP only has a problem when I start streaming. That's like the only time. Um, uh, right. Okay. So don't mind me. I'm just changing a thing. I don't know why. I don't know why that happened. What? It's the same. Why is there two? No, 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 no. That's not how you do this. Who set this up? I know it was me, but I have no idea why I did it that way. There we go. And then, uh, 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 Luna, hi. Send a strongly worded message. I will. I'm gonna have to because literally it was never a problem before, and then like the last couple of months, this has been an issue where it's like every time, like when there's a problem, it's only when I'm streaming, and it's like often enough that it's like almost every time now, which is really annoying. Especially since it splits up the VODs. And that's the thing that annoys me the most about it. Because then I have multiple VODs and I'm not going to sit there and combine them. So I usually have to just delete one. And if it's, yeah, I hate having multiple VODs. It drives my brain insane. What was I doing? Oh, yeah. There we go. There we go. Does this work? Online interval, offline interval. What is that? Does it do? Why? Why would you do that? Okay. Let's do. That seems good. We'll test that. We'll test that out. We'll test that out. You know? Anyway, so now we can actually get to the game. And I fixed that stupid Twitter thing that never worked. Okay. So this is the new or part of the new content. This truck is part of the Muckingham Files content drop. Which again is another free one. I can't believe they keep doing this. They keep releasing content for free for their game. It's amazing. I love it. So this one, our customer is named Ella Good. And they say, thanks for coming all this way, Scrubba-dubbas. Really appreciate it. My food truck's in a sorry old state. It's a long story, so I'll fill you in along the way. But in a nutshell, business has gotten rougher and tougher. I've had to start delivering to customers wherever I can find them. Right now, the only folks interested are those living the quiet life in the national park. I guess the rumors haven't reached that far yet, but then neither has the Department of Transport. Off-roading was a nightmare. It splattered my ingredients everywhere, and I must have hit more tree branches than a sulking Sasquatch. Now I've returned to the recreational ground. I'm understandably getting nothing but filthy looks from the passersby. Please clean both my truck and my reputation, Ella. Well, Ella, don't mind if I do. We're gonna do it. we're gonna reset on other bonus. That's fine. That's fine because we probably got to restart whatever we were in the process of doing anyway, because we haven't done a bonus level in forever. So I hope everybody's doing good today. Oh shh. Hold on. I have no idea what happened. How? Oh God. I've hit some kind of shortcut that gave me another shit. God damn, why do they even add this? How do you fix it? I accidentally switched over to one of the virtual desktops on Windows 10, and now I'm trying to figure out how to switch back because I don't remember because no one ever does that. What do you mean? Where?
Hello there.
Where? Aha! My God. Holy shit. Okay, I'm back. I hit some keyboard combination of mine. Let me get my face back up here. Oh, some keyboard combination of mine. I didn't even know there was a hotkey for that. I mean, I guess it makes sense. Windows has a hotkey for everything, but holy shit. I didn't even know there was a hotkey for that. Should just switch to Windows 11? Absolutely not. Absolutely not till they fix some stuff. Where's the damn thing? There we go. Ah, that's much better. Much better. Realistically, I'm probably going to be forced to switch to Windows 11 at some point because unless I don't care about having the latest processor, because they're coming out with processors now that have power cores and efficiency cores, so they have different core types, and in order for the operating system to parse the load on the different cores, it has to be able to understand which cores are which so it can give the right core the right workload. Windows 11 is the one with the only one with the API that can do that. So realistically, that's why, like, when you buy a new computer now, they come with Windows 11 because the new Intel processors are all using that core technology that's requires the API in Windows 11 in order to do that. But I'm waiting for compatibility to get better because I'm tired. I don't need shit breaking. What do I start with? Also, what's up, Drew? Sorry you came in whenever I accidentally switched to a virtual desktop and was trying to figure out how to fix it. But how's it going, Drew? Welcome in. I'm guessing you've heard of my famous Muckingham burger. Actually, I haven't. You must have seen my catchy ad on local network a while back. We know about the ham, but what about the muck? Oh my God. And then I'd come on and shake my head and tap my nose. Sorry guys, you're all out of luck. Oh my God. That is such a local ad. Reminds me of local car commercials from like 20 years ago. Also, to answer your question, Drew, I cannot do a Kermit the Frog. That is not in my wheelhouse of voices that I can do. I can do some voices, but I cannot do a Kermit. That is for sure. I like that this truck has a lot of flat angles on it. No. Why do you need a Kermit the Frog impression? Why is it so devastating that I can't do one? What is happening? Is somebody like threatening your life if you don't come up with like a Kermit the Frog impression? It really is. I dearly love this game, and that's why since they released every time they drop a new content pack, I play it on stream, especially because they're free. They never charge. As long as you own the game, you get all the new content for free, which is awesome. Big fan. Oh God. Oh. Ugh, my DPI went up way too high there for a second. I was trying to turn it down. There we go. That's better. Jexy, what's happening? What's going on, Jexy? Welcome in. They could be listening. Save me. Drew, who did you piss off? That's the real question. You're not supposed to.
Happy llama, sad llama, mental
BK!
llama, super llama, drama llama, big fat mama llama.
Also, there was more content I didn't. That's Jexy. That's because it just dropped. Like not like today. I think it was like a couple of days ago. But they just dropped their Muckingham Files content pack, and I think they plan to do more with it. I showed the trailer to everyone at the beginning. I could do it again. Hold on. Let me do that actually, because I want you guys to see it. It's now that people are actually here. It's super duper dope. Is this it? Oh yeah, that's it. That's the one. That's the one. Okay. 1 second, because you guys need to see this. It's good. Huh. He did not like when I did that. That's okay. He never likes when I do anything. That's just how it be. There we go. And then we should just be able to do that.
UFO.
Jesus, that's loud. Okay. Also, hi BK. Welcome in. I hope you're doing good. Here, you guys can see this, yeah? No, you can't. Now you can. There we go. Okay. Check this out.
UFOs in the sky? UFOs in the sky? Missing cats? Strange footprints on your front lawn? Yours could be a case for the Muckingham Files. In this week's report, a mysteriously abandoned solar pumping station. And strange goings-on at the satellite station. Is the truth really out there? Stay tuned for more strange goings-on in next week's installment of The Muckingham Files. Damn it, Tony. You caught me on my lunch break.
And that's it. That's what it is. Here, we'll just get the game back up. There we go. Damn it, Tony. You caught me during my lunch break. I love the sense of humor of the developers. That's one thing that sets this game apart so much, is that the developers have such a sense of humor, but they also really care about making their product like a quality product, which is really nice, because a lot of these types of games are just like, you know, thrown together for funny haha and not like quality, you know. I think that's why this game is done so well, is the developers definitely care if their game is good. and but they also have such a nice sense of humor. Ugh. The Muckingham Files. That's the thing. Yeah, I like that it's like this. It's like this 1950s UFO, alien sci-fi show. I know exactly. Also, BK, to answer your question, I am doing good. I'm doing good. I've been hard at work getting everything ready to open the store back up, and I just did it like an hour and a half ago. Was it an hour and a half or an hour ago? I don't know. I just did it, and so I'm really excited for people to get some soap and some cologne and and like it. That's the thing. I'm excited for people to like it because you know, I like all of it. I'm very picky with that kind of thing. I love that kind of thing, but I'm very picky with it. And so if it passes my standards, it's usually at least decent. Fact is, there's nothing special about what I put in there. It was just the standard malarkey plus a lot of salt. Anywho, it worked like a treat. We were rushed off our feet for years. You just shoved a shitload of salt in your food? Yeah, that'll do it. That'll do it. We fueled every festival from here to Sparkleton. I don't even know where that is. You're talking Greek to me. I'm so excited for my cologne. I love smelling good. Me too. There was a time when I had like 40 different bottles of cologne in my bathroom. I like things that smell nice. That's why I also, got into making candles and soaps and things, because I like things that smell nice. Big fan. Ooh. Bing. I thought you were saying candles. Yes. Yeah. Actually, candles was the first thing that I ever decided to make. After candles, I started making knives, and then after knives, soap, and so on and so forth. But yeah, candles was actually first. And I thought about offering them, but I figured I would wait because candles, I'm gonna have to figure out how to ship candles. Because right now, I can offer you guys, I can't offer you shipping rates that like large companies can offer you, unfortunately. But I can offer okay shipping rates because of flat rate shipping. But I would have to figure out how to ship candles because they're so breakable, Unless I did it, no, I have to figure that out. I was thinking maybe instead of glass, because everyone's doing glass, and glass is breakable, and I don't trust any shipping service to be, even if I package it as, amazingly, they'll figure out a way to break it. So what I'm thinking is instead of glass, maybe like tin, some kind of cheap metal, right? But lightweight, right? Because metal weighs a lot, but tin doesn't. So if I were to just make like get some tin containers, then I could ship candles and not have to worry about them breaking in transit, which is what I think I'm going to end up doing. I just have to find an affordable supplier of tin containers and get all of that worked out. But then, yeah, I do want to offer candles because I love candles. Oh shit. Boop, 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 boop. Yeah, some kind of non-breakable container like that that's also lightweight. So that'd be super dope. I wish shipping didn't cost so much. When the can get hot, they do. You'd be surprised. Not yet. Yeah, the can would. Once it got down, the can would probably be. It depends on how long you burned it and how far down you burned it. It would probably get hot, but I could come up with a solution for that. The only trouble with it getting hot would be if it burned the surface it was on. But I could come up with a solution for that. Like adding something to the base to prevent, to separate it from what it sits on, like an air gap or something, and that would prevent it from burning it, the counter or dresser, wherever you put it. There's ways, and I'd have to brainstorm that. But it'd be better than trying to ship glass. But then the cat started to go missing. Do you remember? Starting with Ulysses, the mayor's cat. That was fine. But when more disappeared, the rumors started that they were going into my burgers. Can you imagine? It was awful. Oh my God, yeah, I can imagine, and people would totally do that. People would totally, like, make up shit about how you're using the cats for your burgers. Because yeah, if you air gap the tin container at the bottom, then it's there's like no chance that it will burn. Especially trying to decide how I would go about doing that. And it may not even get hot enough to matter, is the thing, because glass gets hot too. Glass conducts heat. And I don't think tin conducts heat any better than glass does. I could be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure it doesn't. Oh. It could be as simple as adding like one of those felt pads to the bottom. That's what some candle makers do. They'll add like felt pads to the bottom of their containers, and that helps to keep the surface protected that you set it on. And it helps it not slide around. I would definitely come up with a solution. That's another thing. Like I don't sell products that I don't test myself. I test every soap, every cologne, everything, because I have a highly sensitive body and I have allergies. And so if it's a problem for me, then chances are it's going to be a problem for somebody else. But if it's not a problem for me, then chances are really good it's not going to be a problem for anybody. So I personally test everything first, and I would do the same thing with the candles. I have various types of surfaces in my house that I would set them on and test out any solution I came up with. Because I don't believe in selling anything that I have not personally used. There we go. Bug. Okay, I think... Yeah. A lot of this is rust. So we'll have to come back to hit the rust. Just basically clean the bulk of it first. As is tradition, we will use green though. So I think that'll just work out better. Boop. I feel like I have no idea how your truck got like this. There's no way spilling food made your truck like this. This is ridiculous. Oh wow, green takes it right up. Okay. Hold on. I got a leak. I'll be right back, guys. Okay, and I'm back. And that person's gone. Okay. Now. Okay. It's funny that that happened right when I got up. Okay. Because I built up this mystery, people leaned into it, and my sales took a dive. Ah, makes sense. It does suck that people are easily deceived like that. In the end, I declared my ingredients list, and when people saw the colossal salt content, that was really the end. Oh no. Yeah, that'll probably do it. I was left with no option but to deliver to the odd customer where I found them, and I do mean odd. What do you mean, wait, what, Jaxie? Also, Hens, hello, welcome in. How are you doing? I hope you're doing good. It's good to see you. It's been a minute. I hope you're doing good. There we go. Did it do? Okay, it did. The only problem with these vehicles is all the angles, you know? But here's the thing. Oh, I forgot I had this. Oh. I forgot I had this sucker. Hold up. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Ooh. Ooh. Well, it's great to see you, Hens. I am doing good. I've been very, very busy. But I've been good. Getting better all the time. It's just, it's been quite busy, especially with trying to, you know, run a small business on top of that. But it's been fun, and I definitely don't regret it at all. Because if I didn't enjoy doing it, I wouldn't do it. Why didn't I hear a ding? Yeah, I've been very busy. And so a lot of people have said they miss me. In fact, I canceled last stream because I had to go to a stupid mixer to try to find somebody who would give me a job. And I got a few leads out of it, so I'm hopeful. But also, I never hold my breath anymore for these things because more often than not it falls through for some reason or another. But I certainly hope so, because my body tried to get sick right afterward. Because of course, there was a shitload of people there. And one of the worst things about groups is they're like petri dishes. They're great places to catch diseases. Why am I hearing footsteps? Are those my footsteps? You were so sad on Wednesday? Were you though? I feel like, you know, like I stream pretty often. There's no way that it's not enough, right? Trying to decide how I'm doing this. I just don't like canceling because I have streamed every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and sometimes more than that for 2.5 years now. And I've only took off, like, I took off for a few days when I got the COVID vaccine, you know, the second shot that messed everybody up. So I took a couple days off to recover from that. And then other than that, like, you know, that's it. Like major holidays, you know, when I don't count major holidays because nobody, you know, nobody expects you to stream on Christmas. But other than that, it's like been a handful of times that I have ever canceled stream. And I like my streak, so I know it definitely sounds like I'm being hunted by something because I don't know where those footsteps are even coming from that keep randomly happening. They're not me walking in here. I don't know. God damn it, Jaxie. I'm not doing a 24-hour stream for Christmas, although I have been known to do them for New Year's, so I'm not ruling that out. I have been known to do awesome and special stuff for New Year's and, you know, other major holidays. So, there's a chance. There is a chance. Dude, this thing is insane. Power Washer Sim meets Phasmophobia is something that needs to happen. Somebody needs to make that. That needs to exist. I'm 100% on board with someone figuring out how to do that. I'm so here for it. What if your birthday could count as a major holiday? My birthday? It could, but we already had it. You do have great ideas, Hens. You do, because that's a banger idea, and I feel like I heard somebody mention that before somewhere. I don't know where, and I was like, oh yeah, 100%. Especially since I think it came up when we were talking about one of the maps in one of the houses in this game that you clean is supposed to be haunted, and they talk the whole time about how haunted it is, and so that I think is what brought it up before, and I was like, yeah, they should totally do that, some kind of ghost hunty power wash sim hybrid. That'd be awesome. And it'd be like Phasmo, where like you're power washing and you gotta hide when the ghost starts hunting. You gotta wash between hunts, bitch. Oh, that would be so good. I would play that. Wait, what? Why are you always lost, Jaxie? Which part are you stuck on? It's just we're just talking about a power wash sim Phasmophobia hybrid game that would be a total hit if somebody made it. Somebody needs to make it though. Bing, fries are done. That needs to get made. Oh, you stepped away for a second. Okay, well that's what we were talking about. That's what we were talking about. I think it'd be dope. I think it would be so cool. It has a lot of potential for cool stuff. Cool events, cool tools, cool stuff, man. Oh, and you could put in a mechanic where like, you know, you could like, I don't know, smudge the area to make it safe temporarily while you power washed, you know, like, but it would only work in a limited area. That would be that. Ooh, you could start doing all kinds of stuff like that. Like that'd be, the sky's the limit with the cool ideas. You know, you could have some kind of tool that temporarily disabled the ghost, kind of like the smudge, but in this case it would be more like disabling it than scaring it away. Which would be cool, you know, like maybe some kind of summon circle or something that like summons them and locks them in place supernatural style. They can't leave it. That would be cool. So many cool ideas. That's why it's such a good idea, because the possibilities are endless. Okay. Devil trap them. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah, once they figured out in Supernatural that you could do that, they did it all the time. So I think it'd be cool to have a game that lets you do that. There's no games that let you do that. I want to trap a demon or a ghost in a summon circle that it can't leave, and then start asking it questions. You just go over there and be like, "Where is Rachel?" Like, who's Rachel? There we go. Yeah. Ah, shit. Ah. Hey, Stream Elements actually did the thing. I should probably put something in front of that. But hey, Stream Elements is actually working this time. Instead of last time, where it didn't work at all. Kept just spamming the command, which didn't work. Yeah, it would be super cool. Something like that. Exactly. Exactly, hens. The possibilities are endless with a game like that. And all the while, you've got to be... I'm not getting dings anymore, which is not as good. But yeah, you could just start doing all kinds of stuff like that. It'd be so cool. People would be totally into it. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, a cat was somewhere that he shouldn't be. Ooh. I wouldn't care so much, except that he was dangerously close to the power switch on the power strip that powers my computer. And I have had it happen before on stream when a cat walked on a power switch and shut off my computer midstream. It has happened. And so now I pay extra attention to when they get close. I'm not getting the completion dings. I'm being robbed. Robbed of the endorphins that I should be getting from the dings. You're taking away my dopamine. There it is. I don't know why sometimes it does and sometimes it doesn't. Well, now it's doing it again. Weird. Bing, 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 bing. There we go. A lot of surfaces to clean in here. Give the kitties the attention. They wouldn't do it then. Oh, they would. I'm convinced. I'm convinced they would. That's why all the memes exist involving streamers that own cats. My favorite is the one where the guy has the cat duct taped to the wall and it says like streamers with cats getting ready for stream. So I swear, they wait till you're streaming to do all the fun things like shit on the floor. Oh, here we go. Oh, come on. There's no way. How am I gonna get that? I can't even get the angle on it. I need a step stool up here. this burger is annoying because of its weird angles and the fact that it's on top of a truck. There we go. Ding. Ding. Hello? Ding. I'm being robbed of my ding. Oh, there. That's because there's all this. There we go. They picked a really nice ding, you know? I gotta give it to them. That ding, high quality ding. Okay, really hits just right. How many dings do you think they listened to before they went, that's the one we're gonna use in our game? That's it, right there. How many dings do you think they sat there and they were like, no, 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 oh God, no, 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 you know, that kind of thing. Because as somebody who has gone through those like sample libraries before, it's exactly like that. There's so many stock samples out there, and most of them are garbage. Aha. Over there. Take a shot every time Blade says no. Oh, you'd be here a while. I have very high standards for my creative projects. That's why I don't do a lot of creative projects, because I have high standards for them. I need them to blow your mind, or it's not worth doing. I do that with everything, you know. That's why I haven't made a new intro video, because that intro video took me a lot of work to make, and I have since made a couple of like halfway, but they never lived up to my standard, and I was like, no, and I just. The same thing. It's the same thing with the soaps and the colognes and everything. It's just like I dialed it all in to be what, you know, the best that I can make it at the moment. And then I also I'm always improving. So like anything I make, I'm immediately like, I can make that better. And so I end up not making a lot of stuff. A lot of the changes to my model happen that way. You know, I'll add something or change something and I'll be like, ooh, that's nice. That's better. And then after using it for a little bit, I'll be like, nope, I could make this even better. I don't know. I'm never satisfied with my work. It can always be better. Because if it doesn't wow me, then how can I expect anyone else to be wowed by it? You know what I mean? There we go. Jexy, you would be surprised that that doesn't happen terribly often. Especially since most goddesses will accept it, you know, because they know, right? You're the only one I know that won't accept it. I'm not supposed to clean this, am I? No, okay, good. Just the truck. How is there... We're at 99% on, like, everything. Tires. No, my God, tires spelled with a Y? We are in the UK. Got the tires cleaned. Sign backdrop. Over here? This is sign back. Oh, that. Okay, hold on. I need a ladder. Well, you are, Jaxie. You just won't accept it, which is the problem. Boop. Boop, boop, be doop. There's no way this is... How is this dirty? Where is the little crevice that's dirty? Do I gotta get out the turbo blaster? Okay, there we go. Don't make me get out the turbo blaster, okay? Don't make me do it. Inner walls. That should be in here, right? You guys got any inner walls? Wow. That tiny little speck kept that entire wall from being done. Holy shit. Food prep unit. That would be one of these, yeah? Oh, it's over. Ah. Yeah, and then there we go. Feeling. There's a little bit there. A little bit over there. Boom. Drinks fridge. It's probably this. Right? Oh, no. This is the drinks fridge. Boom. Drinks fridge door. Job complete. Look at that. Look at that. It's like a professional cleaned this van. You know what I mean? This food truck can sell food again. Truck looks amazing. You're a whiz. Watching you smoothly wash away all that filth got me thinking, though. I need a fresh start. I'm going for a full rebrand. I'm either going to move to Buckton or go full chicken. Oh, and go full chicken or Spongely and do a bakery conversion. What do you think? I don't. I also don't care. I don't know. And I don't care. Okay. Ooh, the satellite dish. Debo Chubb. I love this person's name. How you doing, Doc? I'm a friend of Cal's. He gave me your deets. Says you do a great job. I've been asked on behalf of my client to get a power washer down to the county observatory to help clean up. It had a quiet reopening a few months back, but it looks like whoever it is that put up the cash ain't too happy about the results they've been getting, hence getting you in. And don't ask me who it is or what's going on. I have no clue. I'm just the caretaker. Mysterious. Don't you think? I think it's very mysterious. Some mystery person fronted some cash to get this old radio station up and running again, or satellite station up and running again for unknown purposes. And they're not too happy about the results they're getting. And dude, I would love to live in a place like this. Oh, here we go. Yeah. I guess you heard a lot of theories behind all the mad stuff that's happening right now. Nope. And I also don't care, Debo. Seriously, it feels like whoever I talk to, I'm the only one ever 3 going-ons away from hearing something completely insane. Well, you know, That's what happens when time traveling scientists show up and alien gnomes show up, and everything that happened at the end of the main story, it was pretty insane. It was pretty insane. So, you know. You shouldn't be too surprised. If people are seeing UFOs and stuff, that's not even weird, okay? Because we saw UFOs already, but we also saw time-traveling scientists, okay? From the future. And alien gnomes. This ain't nothing compared to that. At least, I think it's not. We don't know what's happening. The Muckingham files are being told. We've yet to experience all they have to offer. You know what I mean? Large flat surfaces are the way to go. You know? Look at that. That's just beautiful. It's gorgeous. It's pretty. I'm 99% sure those gnomes aren't aliens. Well, if they're not aliens, then they're an ancient, super advanced race. The way the game set them up, they were like Atlanteans, you know? And my coming was foretold. Okay? The coming of the great power washer was foretold in the murals of the ancient temple. Okay? Where the Gnome King himself met me. I think you're just great. No, Jaxie. See, I have VODs to prove it. It's all on YouTube. That's why I was trying to tell somebody that the story of this game gets insane. Like it just goes off the rails at one point. And I love that about it. It really does. It really just goes batshit insane at one point. And I'm just like, I was questioning things and then I just stopped. I was like, there's no point. Nothing makes sense. It's not going to make sense and it doesn't have to. I just have to power wash. Time traveling scientists be damned. You know, people see what they want when looking at history, not necessarily what's actually there. Very true. Very true. Oh yeah, Jexy, yeah. Yeah, the super secret jet with the laser on it that did battle with the UFO at the Wait, what the hell? What is happening? Boom. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, totally. Stream Elements, why is only one of the things working? Oh, Stream Elements. How I adore thee. Here we go. Yeah. Oh, well, I have to go up one more. There we go. Look at that. Dude, this is where it's at. Dry desert. I'm a big fan of dry. Because humidity sucks. There we go. I should put the attachment back on. Boom. So clean. If I wanted this to take longer, I could use not the best power washer in the game. But I don't necessarily know that I want it to take longer, you know? But I did go and buy every power washer in the game, even the medium one, which is useless to me. There we go. There we go. Oof. Perfect. Is this done? Okay, 4%. Oh my god. Hold on. What if? I don't think... Yeah, I think this is actually going to be the best. Because I was thinking... Where'd it go? We did this. Well, I mean, that is really good too. It's hard to say, you know? It's just, it's hard to say. Let me get a little closer. Oh, no. See, the problem with getting closer is then it leaves those streaks. You actually don't want to be closer. You think you do, but then you'll get streaks. And there's nothing more infuriating when you're cleaning than leaving streaks. You know? At least that's how I feel about it. Boom, boom, boom. Boom. All right, let's go home. We finished. What is this over here? They are here. Peace. Love. Oh, dude, we got alien loving hippies over here. What the, the hell? Oh, hello, my friend. How are you? I heard footsteps behind me. Why is this pink Cadillac here? Is this my car? Mr. Gnome. I don't know. You're not useful for anything, Mr. Gnome. I believed in you. Can I use this ladder? No. Oh, dude, there's a bunch of them. Oh, dude. Did a bunch of like... Did like a whole alien loving hippie commune move in? Is that what happened? Or are these people Hmm. Oh, that one's stuck in the dirt. What is... Hmm. 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 Dude, this thing is huge. I will admit, this tower is bigger than I thought it was. I didn't think it was going to be quite this big. You know? Also, Jexy, I don't remember what you're talking about. I'm sure it was something I said, but I don't remember what it was. Um, Chances are the answer is yes, but I don't remember what the question was. You know? Sometimes you just get into the groove, you know? And you're like, wow. Isn't there a way to slow down the, Oh, what was that one button? Not that. Oh, it's C. I don't like this. It feels unnatural. I don't like that. I don't like it. I don't like it. I'd rather move. Probably because I'm a whole body turner. There's so they're like people look differently. So when some people go to look at something, they turn their neck, right? And only their neck to look at the thing. And then there's people like me that turn their whole body to look at the thing. So I'm a whole body turner. And so that's why moving your entire body to look feels more natural to me. You can really tell when I play VR. Because I'll move my entire... I'll turn my whole body to look. Oh, of course, Jexy, of course. Yes, that's exactly how it works. That's exactly it. Such a relaxing game, you know? I apologize if my methodology drives anyone insane with, like, how I go about things. Because I will admit, my brain is very different from most people's in how it chooses to go about things. And sometimes it drives people nuts. But it's just how I gotta do it, you know? But I do understand if it is painful. And I apologize in advance. Very, very interesting. So what are we theorizing these guys are? What do we think they do? Right? The guys who own all the vans. What do you think they do? Are they researchers? Are they hippies? Are they hippie researchers? Um, you know, are they UFO enthusiasts? Are they, you know, there's many things they could be. Are they secret? Are they government agents that are undercover to look like hippie researchers so that you don't realize that they're actually government agents? So many options, you know? You were already told what they were in the main storyline. These guys? The alien loving hippie dudes? They haven't even told us who these guys are yet. They have yet to actually tell us who they are. The guy who gave us the job was being really mysterious and saying that, you know, he got this mysterious job to do this. And he was just the messenger, and he didn't get it either. So he said, "Don't ask questions because I don't understand either." So we don't know who they are or what they're doing. All we know is that they fronted the money to get this place back up and running, and they're disappointed with the results they're getting. That's what we know currently. Oh, no. I know about the future scientists, boys. Time traveling scientists from the future. Sounds like a B movie. Lenny, I do not have a problem. I hardly ever played this game. Plus, there's new content. It's aliens, Lenny. It's aliens. Listen, it's an aliens related frickin' content drop. I can't not play it, okay? Like, I'm legally required. Because it's actually aliens. You can always come back to it. I did just come back to it. I only play this game once every time new content drops. There we go. You could hardly call that an addiction. You know? That's like only drinking Mountain Dew every time they come out with a new flavor. You know? It's hardly an addiction. For example, we've got this Sparky in due to the rewiring, Gary. I have no idea what you're talking about, Debo. You are speaking gibberish to me. Should be a stand-up guy, right? I mean, he's rewiring an incredibly complex piece of equipment. Who? You talking about Gary? I don't know Gary. Or what he's rewiring. If there's one person you'd expect to hear sense from, it's him. Great. Great, Debo. None of this makes any sense. I have no context. He looks up at the sky and says, "Weird weather we're having, huh?" And I nod and say, "Go on, Gary." Debo, are you high? It's been a problem, what do you mean it's been a problem? It literally hasn't been a problem. What do you mean? This is the first new content drop in a while. Months, Lenny, months. Months. Like this. There we go. Listen, you can't say it's an addiction if you do it only once every couple of months. That's hardly an addiction. There we go. I didn't even do Midgard. We also, I don't think, finished the Lara Croft one. So we're not even done. We're not even done because we gotta do... I don't remember if I finished Lara Croft. I don't think I did. Hold on. No, I think I did. Well, I guess I did. But I didn't do Midgard, which is this one right here. I haven't even done this. Hardly an addiction. You know? Boop, 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 boop. Yeah. There we go. Listen, I didn't okay, so I forgot about the Tomb Raider one, but there's proof right there. I've never played the Midgar one. Because it said start and not continue. I've never played a single map on Midgar. I don't even know what a Midgar is. No, we're definitely not talking about eating soap. Do not eat the soap. External use only. You cannot drink the cologne. External use only. I even put it in the facts on my website. I said all products are for external use only. You got a new VR headset? That's awesome, Lenny. Which one did you get? Do not eat the soap and wash it down with cologne. Do not do that. Oh, the index? Yeah. The index is, especially since they keep refreshing it, it is still like top tier. I still have my HP Reverb G2 from years ago. It's plenty good for right now. One day I would like to get something like an index, but that's gonna be a ways off. It's a big upgrade from the Vive version 1, I bet. No, I bet. Because the Vive, while it was good, it wasn't until they released the Vive Pro that they were able to compete with the Index. I don't know why Valve decided they wanted to dominate that space. Probably to help sell games, I guess. I don't know. But they just decided they had to dominate VR, and they have consistently kept up with being the best VR hit that you can get. I mean, without paying through the nose. You can always get like business grade VR shit, but it costs a friggin' fortune. Dominate? Yes, dominate. There we go. And yeah, that's true, Jaxie. The thing that usually happens with companies though is they'll come out with something really, really good that they invested a lot of time and R&D and money into. And then depending on how it does business wise, they will decide whether or not they continue to do so. A lot of times a company will do something like that and then they won't make their money back or won't make the money they thought they would make. And so they'll never make another like generation. They'll never improve it. They'll never do the R&D necessary to make it better, you know? Whereas Valve has consistently done the R&D necessary to refresh the index multiple times and consistently stayed on top when it comes to hardware performance, which costs a lot of money in R&D that they're not making back because the VR pool, that's what the developers are all saying, is the pool for VR games is still very, very small because there's still not like a ton of people that have it. And so it's not big business to dominate that space. It's usually a money-losing proposition to dominate that space. Because the pool of customers is not very big. Ooh. Because that's what makes companies invest in R&D, is the hope of future profit. But we're not there yet with VR in terms of accessibility. It's still too expensive for your average person. Until good performing VR costs the same as an Xbox, you're not going to see mass adoption. Facebook has a few headsets in that category, but they're very, very limited. They're not good hardware. They're some of the worst hardware on the market to make them affordable, right? So once something good is available for like $400, then you'll start to see mass adoption. Especially once you can get them self-contained without the need for base stations. The HP Reverb G2, part of what made it so good was it was good. It had good hardware in it, and it didn't require base stations. The problem is you still need base stations for really good tracking. But if they can make it cheaper, eliminate the need for base stations, then you'll really see it take off, I think. Yeah, Valve's their whole thing is trying to get you in the ecosystem, right? That's what they want. That's why they made the Stream Deck. That's why they probably lose money dominating the VR space, because they want you in the ecosystem. It's like Amazon. Amazon wants to do everything in your life. They want to be your go-to for everything because it makes them more money if you're invested in their ecosystem. And so Valve will lose money to get you invested in their ecosystem. Because ultimately that makes them more money. Kind of the whole idea that for a long time, and it may still be the case, console makers, Xbox, PlayStation, all those guys, sold consoles at a loss. They actually sold them at a loss for less than it cost to make for a long time because they wanted you in their on their platform. Also, I apologize if my voice starts doing weird shit. My allergies are just fucking me up. And I can feel it in my throat and in my voice. That, and I don't know why, but my body started to try to get sick after I came back from that mixer. I'm sure somebody gave me something. Mm-hmm. Hmm. I need to be further back for this one. Shit. Yeah. There we go. Yeah, that's what all tech companies want right now. All tech companies want is to get you invested in their platform, whatever the cost. Or it was the case. It was the case. Now, given what all's going on, they're doing less of that for a little bit. They've backed off of doing that because it costs a lot of money. But once like the markets calm down and stuff, they'll probably go right back to doing it again. Because that's the strat, is to dominate the industry, whatever the cost. It worked out very well because it worked out very well for a lot of companies. People like Netflix and Amazon and stuff like that, like, it worked out very well to lose money for 20 years because now they dominate that space. And they're hugely profitable. Sorry if I keep compulsively hitting the dirt thing. I don't know why I do that. Oh shit. Oh god. Oh, there's this whole edge here. What? There we are. Don't worry, BK. I've got this. I'm not gonna fall. Although I do keep backing up, I should probably stop doing that. Because that's how I'll fall. beautiful. Look at that. Hydrate. Just did some hydration actually, but I'll do it again. It'll help my throat. There we go. Thank you, BK. I'm gonna have a hard time doing my higher pitched voice. Mm-hmm. Hmm. Yeah, that's exactly what would happen, Jexy. That's exactly right. I like that you pointed that out. Like, don't worry, I've got this. Boom. Smoke, fire. Probably. Got a sore throat? I don't know. Like I said, when I got back from the mixer, like that night and the next day, I started to feel like my whole I had a sore throat and stuffy nose and my face hurt and my body was running warm, and it's like it's everything that happens when you start to get sick, you know? It's like your immune system responding to everything. And so I just did like everything. I did showers and met multiple kinds of medicines and nasal sprays and just everything that I could do. Took wellness formula, which is an immune system boosting herbal supplement, just all kinds of stuff. And I think I stopped it from progressing any further. And I think it's starting to get better, hopefully, fingers crossed. So Gary goes on, of course. I'm expecting him to say something interesting about atmospherics, like how the volcano is affecting our local weather system. He says, yeah, you notice that we're getting more clouds than normal. I nod and say again something, and it went away. Where's the thing? There's a thing where I can bring it back up. There it is. And I nod again and say, go on, Gary. It's like all you ever say is go on, Gary. But yeah, so it's like I was starting to get sick and my body's still fighting something off. So I'm just doing everything I can to keep from getting sick. I really don't want to get sick. I don't got time to get sick. Plus it sucks. But it's really fucking with my throat and my face right now. Every nasal cavity hurts. There we go. Fingers crossed. Well, thank you, BK. I appreciate it. I unfortunately was cursed with a sensitive body that overreacts to literally everything. So, so hopefully it's fine. Ding. I did do one of those at-home tests to make sure that it wasn't, COVID. But, turned up negative. Strong negative, so probably not that. Probably just, oh, who knows? Combination of allergies and something somebody gave me, you know? Because there's always just like bugs, right? Like whatever you call those, just those random sicknesses that you catch from other people. Unless you're one of the lucky people that doesn't get sick. I'll tell you what, I don't get sick unless I go where there's other people. The whole entirety of the pandemic, I didn't get sick. I only ever get sick when I go be around a bunch of people. It was that way. It was that way when I had a job too. It's like I would never get sick unless I went and met you know, whatever I was doing. I was meeting a bunch of people or working with a bunch of people. Just that's always what would do it. Somebody would give me something and I would get sick. But if I'm not around people, I don't get sick. So, another reason I don't like crowds. That was like all I could think about when I was at the mixer. I was like, somebody's gonna get me sick. Somebody's gonna get me sick. I just know it. Especially the people that like to walk right up to you and talk like in your face. And I'm like, can you back up, please? That would be ideal. I have a thing about personal space. I don't like when people get too close to me. And there's always those people that want to talk like right in your face. Like, dude, you're in the bad breath zone. And your breath is bad. Who put this ladder here? I don't like it. I don't like where it is. I don't like its position. Ah, get it. Can this ladder be clean? There's so many. That's the problem with the ladders, is the rungs, you know? That's the problem with the ladders, is the damned rungs on the thing. You gotta clean every single inch of it. But yeah, so we were actually gonna, on the topic of my throat, we were actually going to I was going to continue Children of Silent Town. Because I want to know what happens. But also it's a lot of reading. And, I didn't want to kill my throat. So, we'll wait on that. But I do want to finish that. Because I like it. Oh, hold on 1 second. Okay, and I'm back. Okay. Huh. I don't know what you were talking about. Oh, I was just talking about Children of Silent Town, the game that we were playing before. Um, the one where you had to be silent. Well, you didn't have to be silent, but you had to be quiet and be indoors at night or risk getting taken by the monsters of the forest. And we were trying to figure out what was going on, and nobody wanted to talk about it. Everyone was being mysterious, and people were disappearing. It was crazy. But my throat's just not up to reading that much tonight. So... there we go. Boop. Ah. There we go. Sometimes you gotta be like, yeah, get down on your knees and be like, okay, where is this shit? Because this will be one of those things that it keeps you from finishing the game. There we go. I mean, the map. Oh, I'm gonna do that later. Where's a handprint up there? Oh, Fine. I didn't fall. Why would I fall? Don't be ridiculous. Why can't I climb this ladder now? There we go. No, I want... Yeah! Ah, there we go. Perfect. Oh. We're not going to talk about it. Listen. I didn't know this was here. Who put this here? When? Wasn't here before. There was no ladder. Bunch of bullshit, if you ask me. So I want, you know what I want? Multiple of these. Right? You've got this, the triple nipple, but it doesn't, it needs, you need the rotating one. You need the turbo blaster on it. Right? And put 3 of them. That's what I want. I want 3 turbo blasters, okay? If you just go in a pattern, it will clean itself up. Even though it leaves streaks, because inevitably, especially if you do it at a in similar intervals, the jets behind the first jet will clean up what it missed, you know? As long as you just keep doing this in fairly even intervals. But I don't like that. I don't like it. So we're not doing it. That's better. Yeah. Yeah, that's more. That's more my speed. There we go. It's smooth like butter. You know? I like butter's smooth and stuff. I mean, that's what they say anyway. I don't... Not entirely sure why butter doesn't have texture, but you know, it's just smooth. Move. I'm getting sidetracked, but that's how I do. If you're not getting sidetracked, are you even playing Power Wash Sim? That's the real question. Way too many little cracks and crevices, you know? And we've been over before how much I don't like crevices. Yeah, there we go. Oh, okay. Well. It's something, isn't it? You know what I'm thinking? Oop. Oh God. Oh, why is this like this? What? I wish this was like Minecraft, where if you crouched, you couldn't walk off the side. That would be ideal. You know? That would be ideal. You know, who? Oh God. Oh God. Oh, I will hate looking at it. I hate looking at it. I hate looking. It bothers me when the little specks are everywhere. I hate it. Listen, get rid of it. Just get rid of it. I hate it. You know, cleaning a circle with a flat instrument is really kind of challenging. I gotta say. Gotta go all the way around the thing. There's little specks of blood. Jaxie, don't do that. No. You can't do that. That's ridiculous. Why not? Because it's rude. You don't want to be rude, do you, Jaxie? No. Can't just be throwing things at people now. It's not rude at all. Are you sure? It seems rude. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Interesting. One, I don't even know how many percents that is. That's a lot of percents. Are you sure? Because that's a lot of percents. You got to be totally sure when you're using that many percents. That exact number of them, you know. There we go. Oh my God, Jexy, that's even more percents. How many percents you got? That's so many. Badoo, 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 badoo. I'm gonna use this, but I'm gonna use the extra, well, no, not the extra long, but it's the long one. Not the extra long. Well, maybe the extra long. It's, yeah. Oh, that works like a dream. Yes. Yes. It's not perfect, I will admit. We move this closer. So I feel like that's key. Well, that's very true, Jaxie. Although you wouldn't be the first god to change their mind, you know? It happens. Hmm. Okay. I think that's all of that side. Oh no. Did I just... This ring. I forgot about the underside of the railing. It's okay. It's okay. Okay. Alright. Everything's fine. Ding! Well, how did I leave this? Better. Yeah. Haven't provided any proof? I don't need to. You got all kinds of people telling you the same thing. Oh, shit. It's so obvious, Jaxie. That's the thing. Ding. They haven't provided proof either. I mean, how do you... People don't... That's not how things usually work. Like, when you say... When everyone agrees that the sky is blue, nobody's like, all right, provide me proof that the sky is blue. No, it's just apparent to everyone who looks at it that it's blue. You know? Like, water is wet. Like, nobody's like, all right, I need proof that water is wet. That doesn't happen. Because it's just apparent. You know? When it's that obvious, you don't need to provide proof. Oh, yeah. Oh, this is the way to go right here. Look at that. Cleaned. 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 So clean. So fresh and so clean. How on earth does that leave anything behind? There we go. The speed at which it turns is still hilarious to me. Did they speed it up? Is it faster now? Because holy shit. I haven't used it in a while. I hardly ever use it. Because the one that makes the most sense is the flat ones or the triple nipple. Those are the only ones that those really make the most sense to use most of the time. I need, oh, it's all these angles that are the problem, you know. I need a stool or a small ladder that I can like bring up here. Always use the triple nipple. The problem is when you're this close to something, it's really rough to try to use this thing. I don't like it as much when you're this close. Because this is also faster, because you don't have to make multiple passes to clean up what it misses. Gary goes on, naturally, I'm still expecting him to bring it back to rushless and weather systems. He says, and of course the river's dried up and all the cats have gone missing. I'm guessing I'm hearing like parts of a conspiracy theory here. Wow, I think this is interesting. I've heard of deer going inland before a thunderstorm. Maybe cats are sensitive to the weather too. I say, go on, Gary, a third time. I really don't need a play-by-play of this entire event where you spoke to Gary. I don't know why I need that. And I don't want it. You know, like if you got something story pertinent, go ahead and tell me. But if you're just going to tell me what Gary said, then I think I'm good. This Gary doesn't make a lot of sense. See, I don't like going far off. I don't like using the extra long attachments. It's not as satisfying for me when I'm too far away from it. Ideally, I like to be as close as I can be while still, you know, getting a decent spread on the nozzle. I don't. That's just how it is. That's why I've never gone back and replayed the mansion. The mansion where you first like get the extra long attachment because somebody egged the mayor's house. Never replayed it because it's just not. I don't like being that far away from what I'm cleaning. It's not as satisfying. I feel too far removed from the experience. Oh, it definitely feels that way. The yellow nozzle is like the way to go, though. It's like the best power for angle ratio. I absolutely hate that there is a ladder here that I can't move. Literally driving me nuts. Ads. Are the ads over, Jexy? I don't remember what I was saying. Oh, don't do that. Ugh. That got me... Ugh, that got me weird. The hell? Clean! Become Clen! Shit. There we go. There we go. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm saying. Just clean it all up. All of it. Every gosh darn bit of it. Oh, shh. Should I save the top for last? I probably should. Feel like I should. Now this. This is power washing. Ah, God. Where's that scaffolding? Yeah, because it's taller. Ugh. I can't drop it once I've picked it up. I have to... No, God, I have to... Well, I learned my lesson. Don't grab it while you're up on top of something, because if you can't put it down, it won't let you. It just straight up won't let you. We might be up too high now. That's okay. Ding! Because we're going to systematically clean this bit. Interesting. Like I said, I don't really like doing this. It's not as good. But right now, the situation calls for it. You know? Because it's a giant satellite dish, you know? Ooh, dude, there we flippin' go, you know? Ding. Fries are done. King. I mean, it's haphazard, but I've cleaned a pretty large chunk of this dish. This dish is huge. I should get paid so much money for cleaning this. How much money am I making from this? Am I making a bunch of money? What's this job worth? I didn't look. Not enough. Not enough. Also, I have a headache again. I think it's a sinus headache. Ah, God. Hold on. Where's the... $2? No, 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 no. You gotta do better than $2. You gotta do better than $2. Hmm. I can barely see over there. I think what I may need to do is take a painkiller. Boop. That's a lot of that dish done. What about up here? I think I'm gonna... Yeah, I'm gonna do it like this. That's how I'm gonna do it. Alright, hold on one second. Okay. Oh, shit. Hold on. Okay. Oop. Now I'm back. Okay. Now I'm back. Sorry about that. Ah. I forgot I left my drink that I had refilled while I was up. Uh. There we go. Gotta get to the cleanings. You know how it is. Gotta clean with the best of them. Is there like a better angle I can get on this? Oh god, there's a ring around the dish. Ooh, I didn't know that. That's gonna be annoying to clean. It's okay. Maybe we'll just do this side and move. Yeah, that's what we'll do. We'll do this side and then we'll move. And in the meantime, I'm going to eat a snack whilst we clean. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Look at that. Almost done. There we go. Ding! Hold on. Yeah. There we go. I like that there's no fall damage. I think that's really nice. I could just jump off this thing and be totally fine. I'm just like, yeet! And then I take absolutely no fall damage. I don't even know if you have health in this game. You probably don't. There's no need for the player to have health. Power. That's what we're doing. We're washing with power. You know? I don't like where this is. I don't like it. Needs to be closer. There we go. I think I prefer, yeah, this is the way to go. Hmm. Oh, there we go. That's better. That's what I wanted. Ding. Okay, so if we just move this over here. Chorizo Joe, what is happening? Welcome in. Happy Friday to you as well. I hope you're doing good, Joe. How are you? We're just washing with power. They did a new content drop today. Well, not today, like 2 days ago, but still, recently, this week. So, we're doing that. It's aliens, Joe. It's aliens. We always knew it was aliens. Actually, we don't really know anything right now. So far, all we've cleaned is a food truck. And this satellite dish was bought by somebody who's like, I guess, trying to communicate with aliens. And there's a bunch of weird alien conspiracy theories going around right now. So, it's aliens. Just like the History Channel guy always said. It is not. This is their own thing. They're calling it oh, what are they calling it? They have a whole trailer for it, in fact, on Steam. It's called The Muckingham Files. That's what it is. The Muckingham Files. It's like a campy 1950s sci-fi aliens theme, which is really fun. I can't wait to see what happens. Except we gotta clean a giant satellite dish at the moment. Once we're done with that, we can find out more. Boop, boop, boop. I know, it is great that they keep adding new content. New major updates with new maps and equipment and things like that. I love that. And all free. It's mind-boggling. Because the AAA industry would have you believe that that's not possible. That there's no way they could do that. And there might be no way they can do that because they waste way too much money when they make a game. But indie devs don't have that problem. Because they don't have to pay 3,000 people with a multi-million-dollar advertising budget, you know? They just release a quality game and people enjoy it and people buy it. Kind of like how it's meant to be. There's no cash shop. There's no loot boxes. There's no season pass. There's no DLC. There's none of that. There's just a game that keeps releasing new content for the players that buy it, which is super cool. And I'm sure they'll stop at some point. Because, I mean, nobody wants to support their game forever, but it looks like they're not done with their game yet either. They're like always really excited when they drop a new announcement. You can read up on their whole, you know, the patch notes and they always write, you know, an update article and letter and stuff. You read up on it and they sound really excited. So I think they're just really enjoying the success they got. I don't think they thought it was going to be this much of a hit. And to be fair, I didn't either. So, but once I played it, I was like, oh yeah. Oh yeah. And it works out really well for them because people like me and a lot of other streamers will go back and stream the game every time they release new content, which then gets new people who've never seen it before to see it, and a percentage of those people wind up buying it. So it's like it's free advertising every time they do it, and it results in sales every time they do it. Lo and behold, it's almost like if you make a good game, people will support it, especially if you don't do any of the bullshit strategies that the AAA game industry does. All the big hits over the last couple of years have been indie games that came out of nowhere that no one knew was going to blow up, and then they blew up. The AAA industry is over there just re-releasing and remastering because they don't know what to do. Like, well, you can make a game. In all fairness, a whole slew of games is about to come out in this next year because we're coming up on the development cycle for a lot of the big studios and a lot of the big titles, because it takes them 2 to 4 years to make a game. And we're coming right up on all the games they announced in 2020. So, and then of course the pandemic created delays, or they'd already be out. But a whole bunch of them are coming out this year. Things like Space Marine 2 and the new Perfect Dark game, the new Fable game. There's all kinds. I could just Google new games coming out and you'll come up with a list. You like the indie games because it's just, yeah, that's true. They're also never like, they're not never hard on your system. Sometimes they are because the developer, tries to make a really high fidelity game but doesn't know how to optimize shit. And so you wind up with something like Icarus. But yeah, for the most part, indie games are never like super high fidelity, and so almost anyone can run them on almost anything, which is really nice. But I am looking forward to those super high fidelity games that are going to be coming out on Unreal Engine 5. with all their new fancy lighting and shit. I've seen some stuff, and it's gonna, I think it's gonna be cool. I'm so ready. Because, again, we're coming up on the development cycle of all the games that were starting to be developed on Unreal Engine 5 when it dropped. So, because it takes them 2 to 4 years. So we should start seeing a bunch of really, really awesome looking games here very soon. Now, whether or not they'll be any good, that's who knows, but at least they'll look nice. That's super awesome that you're getting ready to do a large PC upgrade, especially since now is the time. The prices on a lot of stuff is, you know, at its lowest that it's been in the last 3 years. So, now is definitely the time, especially if you buy older generation gear. You can buy something that's, you know, way better than what you have, but not the newest generation. So for example, instead of buying like a 40 series graphics card, you would instead buy like a 3080 or something like that and end up saving money while still getting better performance. That's what I plan to do. As soon as I get a job, one of the first things that I need to do with any spare money that I wind up with is save up and buy a new graphics card, because this graphics card just doesn't cut it. Especially with these new games that are going to be coming out, I'm going to want to have a better graphics card. So what I'm probably going to end up doing is buying like a 3080, which will be a substantial increase on what I have, while not costing what 40 series cards cost. Bing. There we go. Oh yeah. Oh, it would be a night and day difference for you, Jexy, because you're running like a 1060 or something. It would be a massive upgrade for you. That would be like switching from driving a Prius to driving like a McLaren F1. You know, like just absolutely no contest, hands down, amazing upgrade. Because it's 3 generations newer, and it's an 80 series, which before they came up with the 90 series was top of the line. Your comparison made 0 sense. Well, you know what a Prius is. Toyota Prius, little hybrid thing, you know? Economy car. Basically, imagine the slowest, most economic car for gas mileage that you can imagine. They're never fast, because fast equals worse gas mileage. So, imagine the slowest car you can think of, and then imagine the fastest car you can think of. Like a Ferrari, Lamborghini, McLaren is another one. Yeah, exactly, Joe. That's what I'm looking forward to, but I have to find that new job first. So you're a little bit ahead of me, but hopefully that stream I canceled on Wednesday will result in me getting a job. So I had to go to that stupid event. which I didn't want to do. And I started to get sick immediately afterwards, so I'm hoping that it will have been worth it. There we go. Well, I appreciate you, Joe. I really do. I love that you want to support me. We got soaps and colognes for sale. For those of you that want to support me, I made them all myself. That's what I spent the vast majority of my free time doing over the last, wow, it's been a while now. Over the last few weeks, really, to get everything going and ready. I could be like your budget sugar Teresa. Yes, I'm all for it, Joe. No, like I said, I appreciate you. I really do. Anyone who chooses to support me, you know, because it's not required. I don't sit here asking for it. Nobody has to do it. Like, I'm just impressed anyone even wants to click, you know, to tune into my stream. So that's enough for me. But you know, those people that do choose to do that, I really do appreciate it. Especially since I haven't had a job in a little over 2 years now. So it's been rough. But we got by. And I'm hoping that, like I said, when I can get a job, because then I can pay for, you know, improving things that will improve my content too, which would be cool. Because I have things that I want to do that just, the only barrier is money. So, oh, here we go. I think I did, like, I guess we just start up here now. I feel you living off set. Yeah, that's exactly the boat I was in. I actually made a killing. I actually made a killing in the stock market when everything rebounded from the collapse. But then I lived on it. So, like you said, I lived off savings. I lived off savings and investments while I went back to college to get a degree. You know, get a bachelor's degree. So yeah, it's been rough because I was also going to college. So it's been rough, but we're on the backside of it now. So hopefully everything will be copacetic here in the near future. Fox, hello, how are you doing? At first I thought you were power washing a rock. Hi, Fox. Love to see you. Welcome in. How are you doing? I hope you're doing good. Hello, hello. Yeah, it's not a rock. It turns out it's a giant satellite station. I don't even know what it's for. I didn't ask. They said clean it. And so here we are, cleaning it. All right, try to catch you Wednesday. Yeah, so I posted on Twitter, I think I posted in Discord, that I had to skip it to go to one of those, you know, events where you mull around with prospective employers And I got a couple leads out of it, and I'm really hoping that it turns out. But that's why I canceled stream on Wednesday, which is, you know, the only stream I've canceled this year. I don't cancel streams very often. In the 2.5 years that I've been streaming, I've almost never canceled. Just if I got really, really sick, which was very rare. Gary says it's all aliens. They're using our water to create clouds to disguise their activity, which is to steal all our natural resources. The cats are their recon units, and they're currently reporting back to the dissenters. Guess who I heard this? Guess who I heard this from? The mayor himself. We're days away from an invasion. Mark my words. I nod again. This time, backing well away. I knew. This had conspiracy theory written all over it. I do always keep up the schedule. That's right, Fox. I like to do it, especially because I enjoy it. So, like, I love streaming for you guys. I could do all this on my own, but I really like streaming and interacting with you guys, you know? And so I like to stream, you know, every time that that I can. Obviously, I don't stream every day because that's a lot. And I would only do that if I was doing it for a living. But yeah, otherwise, I really enjoy it, so. Like, we did that, you know, that subathon for 110 hours straight, and I loved it. I wanted to do more of it. I didn't want it to end. You know, for some people, it's like really, really draining. But like, I find it to be really, really like the opposite. Like, it helps me a lot. You know, streaming, there was a time, you know, especially during these last 2.5 years, that streaming really helped my mental health a lot, because just, you know, I had so much bad stuff going on, and it was such a positive thing. So, really, really like streaming. Boop. Which is why I say, if you gotta force yourself to stream, I would definitely take a break. And, like, you know, because sometimes that's all it is. Sometimes you just need a break, you know? Sometimes you gotta not do something for a while and then go back to doing it, you know? Oh, there's a... If that's even something you want to do. Some people take a break and realize that they just don't really enjoy it, in which case, that's fine. There's like this stigma going around where, like, people feel like they have to enjoy it, and they, like, getting themselves down about it. There's really... Nobody says you have to enjoy it. No one says you have to do it. So don't make yourself if you don't like it. That's what I say. Aw, Fox, you're entirely too kind. And I adore you, which is why you have one of the coveted badges that we are actually, like, out of right now. I'm gonna have to get more popular in order to get more of those badges. But I like to recognize I like to recognize people who make contributions, you know what I mean? And while I don't have a lot of ways I can do that, that is one of them. Ding. No, 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 Fa. That's not going to happen. There's other people. There's other people. In fact, when we were actually out before, but the last one I handed out, I actually removed it from somebody that that like hadn't come around in years. I hope they're doing all right. But since I hadn't heard from them in years, I was like, you know, they may never come back, so I borrowed it. That's how it is sometimes, you know? I've had regulars come and go. Sometimes they show up a lot for a while, and then they don't. And I know life happens, so I don't like judge them. I just hope they're okay, you know? That's what I always worry about. Because sometimes all it is like a shift change at work. You know, like suddenly they have the night shift and they can just never tune in, which is totally understandable. I know, I'm with you, Fox. I'm with you on that. It happens. And sometimes it's just that, like, you know, sometimes it's just that your content is not for them, which is fair. Because not everyone's content is for everyone. That's why people have their fans, you know? And sometimes it's just that, like, they were here for a certain kind of content. Like, I picked up a lot of people when I was playing nothing but Dead by Daylight. And a lot of them never came back when I stopped, which is okay. I never wanted to be a dedicated Dead by Daylight streamer. I don't want to get pigeonholed, you know? I want to remain a variety streamer. Because I don't want to do that thing where you build the audience that's, you know, and I've seen it with other streamers that I'm friends with. You build an audience that expects a certain game, and then so if you play anything else, you know, they at the very least they don't show up, and at the very most they complain about it. Like, I've never wanted that. I have always just played what I wanted to play, and I knew I was going to grow slower because of that, and I was okay with that. I decided a while back that I was okay with that. Because then I have the freedom to do what I want and have the confidence that, you know, people who like me and my content will show back up. Mm. I appreciate it, Fox. I'm glad that you think so. And Luna, I do not actually, technically, if you guys want to say I have a problem, hold on. Let me show you. Okay. Where is it? This game, Power Washer Sim, I have 105 hours in, right? Most of that has been on stream. Warhammer 40k Darktide, I have 267 hours in. Most of that has been on stream. So I have over 2.5 times the amount of hours in Darktide, which just came out this year, than I do in this game that I've owned for several. So I would say if I'm addicted to anything, it's Darktide. Boom. Damn, there we go. Ooh. This dish, it's kind of a problem. I may need to pull out the triple nipple. Okay. Hold on. I think it's triple nipple time. Yep. That's doing it. That's getting it. That's the way to go. Shit. If that's what helps you sleep at night. Listen, the numbers are the numbers. The numbers are the numbers. 267 is a lot more than 105. I don't make the rules. I don't even like math. Well, shit, break is over. Hopefully catch you Monday. Absolutely, Fox. No, we miss you as well. And you are always welcome anytime. You can even chat in the Discord. We talk about random things in there, and I post shit in there all the time. But I hope you have a good lurk and a good rest of your working day. I hope that it, you know, goes as well as it possibly can. And I hope to see you again soon. There we go. Oh, this dish. This dish is a lot. It's a lot. Okie dokie, Fox. Well, like I said, you have a good rest of your day, and thank you so much for coming by and saying hi. I always like to see you. Fucking, what that? Why can't I climb that? It might not be allowed. It might be too smooth. Some objects won't let you climb on them because they're like angled weirdly. Let's try it again. If I jump, no, you still slide. You slide off. Oh, so if you counteract the slide by moving to the left as you go up, then you can do it. But you slide to the right as you're going up. Which is weird, but okay. Huh. I think it's time for the ye old-fashioned yellow nozzle. You know what I mean? This map has ended up being bigger and longer than I thought. But that's okay. I mean, it is a giant satellite dish, so, you know. Huh. Yeah, there we go. You know, I don't like it. It's not working for me. What if we turboed it? It's too small of an area. Alright, we're gonna triple nipple it. It's gonna be how it has to happen. Look at that. Oh, it's so clean. It does the job so incredibly well. Dude. What in the hell? Um... There we go. Huh. Ah, crap. Perfect. Yeah. Eh. Don't ask. I have no idea. There's little spots everywhere. Driving me nuts. You know? Little spots. Little What is this even soap for? Multi-purpose cleaner! Oh god, that's terrible. It's a waste of cleaner. Never mind. I've never liked that shotgun spray that the thing does. It's like a can of spray paint. The way it comes out of the nozzle. I don't like it. Not a fan. There's so many angles. Okay. Holy shit. The amount of stuff hiding in little crevices and underneath things. Oh my god. This light, phenomenally annoying to clean. Oh, it's a receiver. This receiver, phenomenally annoying to clean. I just don't like it. I think it's stupid. Why aren't you clean? Come back to you. I got other stuff to clean. Ooh. There we go. There we go. Ding, 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 ding. There we go. Hell yeah. Oh, now it auto-completed. It's not done. It had a few specs left. Oh yeah, the underside. think that's the only one that needed the underside cleaned. Remember, always clean your underside. It's a part a lot of people forget. Those are cat paw prints in the dirt. A bunch of them. What does it mean? What does it mean? I knew it. It's the cats. It's the cats, I tell you. The cats, I say. Boop. Boop, 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 boop. Shit. Hate when it miss a spot. Okay. Now we can just start taking it one section at a time, and then we'll have to get all the little things that I inevitably miss. But at least we can get the bulk of it. In fact, probably use this. Probably use the triple nipple. Yep. I was right. This works better. I don't like the side to side action. It doesn't work as well. There we go. There we go. That whole section is now clean. So this will just be how we do this. Get in the zone. Ooh, all right. What if I stand back here? Yeah. There we go. Still not 100% sure how I feel about it. Bing. Yeah, there we go. That's what I'm talking about. Am I sliding? I think I did. Holy shnikes, this is working very well. I'm doing like the whole thing. Dang, bitch. That was incredible. I was able to just do that so fast. This door is in my way. In the way of peak efficiency. We're gonna need to rip it off. It's in the way of my efficiency. Why does it even need a door anyway? What are the people gonna do when they get up here? I mean, it's just a giant satellite dish. Unless they have... I mean, yeah, like, what the hell are they gonna do up here? You know... Speaking of what the hell are they gonna do up here, I've always wanted to just like get up on top of one of these things and like camp out. I started to want to do that whenever I saw them in like some game, like zombie games and stuff. There were a few zombie games I played where you could get up in a satellite dish, and I was like, this would be a great place to just like hole up, you know? Giant metal dish with one trap door that leads up that you can lock closed. Like, it'd be super dope. A little place to camp out. It's true. I don't know what secrets they have. They probably have dastardly secrets. And that's why they are hiding and not telling anyone any details. Dastardly secrets. Ding. Do. Look at that. It's the last one. I can probably afford to be closer for this last one, you know? Look at that. I could just get lazy with it, you know? Because it's so powerful. I can get silly with it and it still cleans. All right, so now we're at 99%. The much loathed 99%. I know I loathe it. I'm sure other people loathe it as well. Where's that other ladder? That's what it says is dirty now. Now we have to hunt down all the specks of dirt left behind in the cleaning process. And there we go. Now we just go one by one. Control room. Is that little shack out there? No. It would be in here. This would be the control room. What's wrong with the door? Oh, this is the control room. Oh, I see. Ding! Control room door? Cleaned. Pedestal door handle? I don't even know what that is. It's this. Clean it. There we go. Blast it. Control room base. What's dirty on this? What's dirty on this? It's maybe one of those we have to hit with the power of the turbo blaster till something gets completed. Well, you know what there we go. I don't know where it was. I couldn't see it. But tried and true strat is take out the turbo nozzle and run a ring around it. It usually works. What did that say it was? Reflector surface trim. What does that mean? The hell's a reflector surface? Oh. I know what it is, and I know what's dirty. It's that ring I was complaining that I was gonna have to clean later. The outer ring on the dish, because the dish is probably the reflector. Yeah, see, reflector. It says reflector when you mouse over it. So it's... Ah, well, look at all that. What is that? Too far away to hit it. I put it far away because I thought that would help me. Piggy, hello. It looks so good now. It does, doesn't it? Oh. It only took like the entire stream, well, most of the stream. But it does, it's all clean and stuff. Now we're just hunting down the last few specks of dirt. We've got to find the hidden dirt. It likes to hide. A big fan of hiding. Since what? How was there even dirt on that? Okay, so it said reflector surface trims. Oh, I think I need to be on top. Okay. Game is so cool. It is. That is the hardest part. You're very right. You're very right. That is the hardest part. And this game is really cool, especially since they added all these cool, like, wheels and stuff that you can just hot swap very, very quickly. And I like that. You know? Hold on. Okay. Yeah, and I like that. So where's the other one? Yeah, this game is really dope, especially since they keep releasing content for it, because this is new content. That's why I'm playing it right now, is because they just released this like a couple days ago. It doesn't look like a rock anymore. You're very correct. There's one more trim. I don't see it. Oh, it's over here. I don't exactly know where the dirt is, but if you just hit it, it didn't complete. Why didn't it complete? This is it. This is what you wanted me to clean. I didn't even know that was dirty. I'm still missing this reflector surface trim. Okay, which one? Reflector surface trim. It is this one that's dirty. Where? Where were you dirty? What the hell? I don't understand how you're flipping dirty. We gotta turbo blast it. It's the tried and true method. get it. My tried and true method is not working. This trim is somehow still dirty. That's the underside. And this clearly states surface trim. And in fact, it glows to show you that that's the right one. So then how can I not clean it? It's this door, isn't it? Isn't it? What part of you? Is not getting clean? You know? Huh. I don't know. Maybe we'll come back to it. The receiver. See how it glows to show you which one is dirty? That's really useful. Except that, like I've cleaned every flippin' inch of this thing. I have no idea where it's dirty at. And it's so small, the highlighter doesn't show me. I'm sure it's trying to, but it's such a small, finite, I think it's, yeah, it's the trim under this part right here that's dirty. And I can't even get the angle on it. There we go. See what I'm saying? Tiny, itty bitty underside of that one part that I couldn't even get a good angle on. That's how they do. Railing poles. It's a railing pole. Oh. This one? Oh my god. How many? There's one more. Where? Is it here? One of these has to be glowing. Trouble is, especially when the item is white or silver, it's really hard to see it flash. There we go. I'm very glad you can do this, though. Because otherwise, holy shit, would that be annoying. There's a pedestal trim. What is considered a pedestal? Oh, this whole building. It's this trim that's the problem. Okay. Where? Aha. I've got you now, trim. You can't escape the turbo blaster. Boom. Turbo blasted with the best of them, you know. So then that leaves the door frame, which should be down here. Aha. Blast it. Clean. When in doubt, turbo blast it. Hatch frame. Oh, I know where the hatch is. It's up in the dish. This is the most tedious part of the entire game, is hunting down that last 1% of all the little bits that you missed, you know? Alright, so this has to be cleaned. And then... Is there dirt in there? There is. That's why I couldn't clean this. Because the surface panel trim continues past the hatch and it counts it as the same object. I didn't think it would because it's literally cut in half, so they put a hatch here. So I didn't think it would count. But apparently it does. It's the same object. So that's why it didn't work before. Interesting, 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 interesting. All right, now the question is, where is the dirt? The hatch frame claims it is dirty. But bro, let me tell you, you ain't dirty. You're not dirty. You're clean. You're as clean as can be. You couldn't get cleaner unless you used Rhetorical Blade branded soap. Then maybe you could get cleaner, but only then. There we go. Man, it was like down in the crevice between the joints over here, between the stupid. Where's a feed horn? What the hell is a feed horn? Hello? Feed horn? Apparently this is called a feed horn. The more you know. There we go. Boom. Elevation reflector mount. That's a sub reflector. That's a receiver. The hell's an elevation reflector mount? Is it under? Gotta look around till something glows, basically. See an elevation reflector. Oh, well, it's probably part of this. Okay, it is part of this. Oh, it's up under there. There we go. Perfect. Look at that. Oh, look at it get clean systematically like a professional. Look at that. Look at how systematic I was about everything. Nice and orderly. It looked like chaos while you were watching it, but when you watch a replay, it looks like I planned. I wish I could slow down the replay. Only a tad. Wait, did it just have me, like, floating out? Does it not have... It can't show the scaffolding, so it looks like I'm just floating in midair. That's great. Oh, well, we did it. Great work, Doc. Satellite dish looks out of this world clean. I don't know if it's going to help whoever it is pick up a signal from wherever it is they're pointing it at, but at least my job is done. All the best, bud. Keep it flowing out there. Debo, other than being an oversharer, you were pretty cool. And one could say that I'm an oversharer, so it do be how it is sometimes. Well, there's really no point in oh, they limit you? Oh man, they limit you on that one. They make you use the medium duty. I don't want to use the medium duty. Hmm. I'm gonna clean this locomotive. Hello, Dirt Finder. I'm the mayor's sister, but don't judge me too harshly. I didn't choose to be. Anyway, whilst he's busying himself with who knows what, I've been exploring the recesses of our vast familial estate, none of which is mine, and came back across this curiosity, a steam locomotive engine out in the back of Beyond. Weird. To be honest, I have no idea what it amounts to, but if you can clean it down for me, it might reveal something interesting, some interesting family history or something. Thanks, Bertha. All right. Well, we don't have long left in the stream, but I will start on this. We won't be able to finish it, but I'll start. May as well. This exhibit was placed here in memory of Mayor Jeff Jefferson, in office from 1865 to 1885. When the dust finally settled, the mayor was nowhere to be found. He had ridden out of town, on a rail, and into the sunset, never to return again. Huh. That's why it's called the Dune Rocket. So it looks like the mayor ran away back then, too. Is that what this town's mayor always does? This town's mayor just, like, run away? Whoever they are? Bigfoot strikes again. There's a gnome. Come here, you. Why were you watching me? Who do you work for? We have ways of making you speak. I don't have... All right, well, you can just live there. Yeah. Oh, there's a pickaxe in there. That's all I could see. Very curious. Well, so why is that car always out there? This car, I think it's following me. Because it's been everywhere I've been the last few maps. Same car. I think somebody's stalking me. Somebody's up to no good. Is that a tumbleweed? It is. Dude, I love tumbleweeds. God, I hate allergies. I'm so tired and there's no reason for me to be. Ain't steam locomotives extraordinary pieces of engineering? Would you like to know more about how they work? Yeah, they work off steam. There's a boiler. And you fuel the fire, which heats up the water in the boiler, and then the water turns to steam and powers the pistons that drive the train. And that's how it works. Boop. Yeah, I love the way they slowed down those trains too. Because, like, you could vent the steam, which would just let fug loads of steam out and slow it down. Super cool. It was weird. Heard like a rumbling. Get it all nice and clean. Yeah. Ding is right. Okay. I like this. There we are. Hmm. You know what? I should be using this. I'm using the wrong nozzle. Oh, that's much better. We've been doing that before. Lean that steam train. There we are. That's what I'm talking about. The problem is going to be all the crevices. But we're not finishing this today, so... Be interesting, you know? It will be interesting. Although it's going faster than I thought. I'm gonna need... Where's that step stool at? There it is. Ugh. There we go. I don't care about your train facts, Bertha. Oh my god. I literally, I already explained it to everybody. You're just gonna do it. You're just gonna do a bad job of it. You're gonna make it take forever. Bro, it ain't rocket science. Boop. Oh, hell yeah, dude. Boom. You know, I'm always, every time I see something steam powered, I think of steampunk. And I've always been fascinated, like, by the concept of, like, what would happen, you know, if instead of going the technological direction that we did, we just improved steam tech? Because that's kind of what steampunk is about, is just improving steam tech to accomplish, you know, great things. And It's like a Steam equivalent to like everything, which is super cool. I love that. Oh, there we go. Okay. This is very dirty. We're just gonna have to use the good old-fashioned yellow nozzle in here. Because that way we're sure to get everything. Dang. Hmm. The rust is kind of a problem with the yellow nozzle, but we can hit that rust, touch up the rust with something powerful as soon as we get the bulk of it. That's the main thing. Ding, ding, ding. Ding, ding, ding. Systematically, you know? That's the way to go. Gotta be systematic about it. Very important. Bing, bing, bing. Bing, 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 bing. I love the ding. Like I said before, I wonder how many dings they listen to before they pick that one. I'm curious. Let me guess. This joystick, yeah. Joystick's dirty. How the... Hello? There we go. Like, why is this not getting cleaned? Clean it? There we are. There we are. That's what I like to see. Oh, you think you can stop me, do you? Not when I have the Turbo Blaster. The Turbo Blaster plus the... Yeah, I was going to say, plus the power of the professional duty is going to make short work of all your rust and other assorted garbage. You think you can have rust around me? Weak. Weak. I clean all. That's right. You don't even know. couldn't even comprehend what it's like to be that efficient. Yeah, okay. Bertha's still explaining how steam-powered locomotives work, for those of you who don't know. Basically, it boils water. Yeah. It's basically the world's largest and most expensive water boiler. I literally said exactly that, Bertha. I like how I explained to you guys how the steam locomotive worked in like 2 seconds at the start of this. And Bertha's over here giving us a TED talk on how steam locomotives work. And it amounted to exactly the same definition that I gave. Okay, Blade, I have to go, but I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Will you too, Joe? And don't you worry. I mean, like, I'm ending in a couple of minutes, so you're not gonna miss much. But I do appreciate you, Joe, and love to see you. And I'm glad you got to be here, for quite a while this time. I appreciate you, and I hope to see you again soon. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. And cleans like a beast. There we go. Now see, that's the way to go about it. Then you just kind of come over here, because you're gonna have missed a bunch of stuff because of the angle, right? Come over here and you start getting inside that angle. All the things you missed. Just like that. Some of it won't come right off because it's heavy rust. We'll take care of that separately. Is it just me or does this time seem more rusted than the other side? I think it is. I think it is the thing. Whoops. I love the ding ding da ding da ding da ding. Especially when you get more than one at once. Getting under those wheels. That's the most annoying part. Just gotta hit things from all the angles. You know? There we go. Now, that's not everything, obviously. But, you know, we pretty much have done the bulk of it. And we're like up on time too, so so many little parts. That's the thing, you know? That's why these things, you know, when they came out, they were marvels of engineering. When you start looking at all the little parts and pieces, they had to make a lot of parts to make one of these. That's what happens when everything is mechanical. There has to be a part that does everything. Ding. Okay. All right, well, 60%, that's where we're going to leave it for today. So, we'll just go ahead and quit that. Oh, all right. Well, we did quite a bit. You know, maybe next time we'll do even more. I don't know what I'm I don't know how, you know, I don't know how much time I'm going to wait in between. But we'll finish it at some point. But anyway, let's see who we have to raid today. See what our raid options are. Okay. Okay. It is a Friday, which means we've got interesting. Did I? Hold on. There's okay. How long is this ad? I was trying to wait for the ad to be over. I was like, how long is this ad? Okay. Okie dokie. Let's see. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna go raid. We're gonna go raid Coco Ghost, which is somebody we've never raided before. But they hang around in the circles. So they're very friendly. They're very nice. So let's go say hi to Coco Ghost. They are currently playing some Dead by Daylight. So I'm going to send you guys over there. Here is the raid phrase for it. If you want to join me in the raid, I would appreciate it. And like I said before, thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for chatting with me. I appreciate you guys so much. And I will see you guys all next time. So, have a good weekend. Bye-bye.